from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And we are underway from Atlanta. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here come the Falcons, and at the helm, their starting quarterback since the day he was drafted back in 2008. Their all-time leading passer, Matt Ryan.
This past offseason was one where the Atlanta organization continued to build around their quarterback, Matt Ryan, because he can still throw the rock. Fifth in the NFL in passing yards last year with better than 4,400. He's a guy who knows how to get the ball to his guys on the perimeter and take care of it, even when he's under duress in the pocket. Sacked 48 times last year.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
He was brought down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down. There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that
Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. And that's Shaq Barrett, last year's sack leader, gets in there to register another one.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On fourth down, the Falcons trot out the rookie punter from Syracuse, Sterling Hoffrichter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here come the Buccaneers, led by their new quarterback for 2020. Of course, you know the story by now. His 21st season, first in Tampa. It's Tom Brady.
If you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you have a chance to get Tom Brady, you take that opportunity, even though Jameis Winston is your quarterback last year. Threw for over 5,100 yards, but he also threw 30 interceptions. Tom Brady threw just 8 in New England last season. They figured that can be the difference to get that team into the playoffs and maybe back to the Super Bowl.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
He's brought down by Dion.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Jones, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. To throw is Brady. He finds his target. It's Evans. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. That's complete, right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Shotgun now for Brady. Pass incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. This will be just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Gay's kick is good. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
through
not
that.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go through that. I went through that on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Well, big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Ryan. Rush coming, and he's taken down. JPP cruising in for the sack that time.
If Jason Pierre-Paul just manages to stay on the field and play 16 games, we could have double-digit sack numbers and then some, because over his first 2 seasons in Tampa Bay, 21 sacks, earned himself a new contract, but hasn't been fully healthy. If Jason Pierre-Paul is that guy, look out. We'll see more plays as we just saw there.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Gurley now. Toss right. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Ryan. This is caught at the end. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Hayden Hurst, 38 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Now the try here for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. Fielded in the end zone. Ogundawale elects to not bring it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Brady. They'll find Miller, that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
48-yard line.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. It's 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for him to Jones. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Brady. And his throw is incomplete.
Throwaway and incomplete. It's 3rd down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Brady. And he's got Miller. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they'll get this down to the 10. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7, Buccaneers 3.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw with Brady. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Brady. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here.
A 31-yard attempt.
And Gay knocks this one through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
1st and 10 at their own.
Todd Gurley heading back out along with the rest of the Atlanta offense. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
It's caught. Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Catch there by Julio Jones, and let's face it, we're almost running out of ways to say he's great. So let's put it into this context. 3rd among active players in receiving yards, starting 2020, just 852 yards behind tight end Jason Witten.
A 1st down run there for Gurley, but nothing opening up as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
And there's the anchor of this line, Big Vita Vea on the tackle, former 1st-round pick in his 3rd season now out at the University of Washington.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And that would be incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Tampa Bay offense and Ronald Jones leading them out. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now a play fake. Brady. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Operating from the gun. Brady quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and it passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
36 yards on the punt with no return, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. And they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do. And there's a run there by Todd Gurley, and we all know he's looking to rebound from the least productive season of his career. And I think Atlanta presents him a great opportunity to do just that. They'll use him really well running it as well as catching it out of the backfield.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action with Ryan. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Gurley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And a turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
For me, studying Antoine Winfield Jr., the question came to my mind, what's not to like about this guy? Everyone's talking about his size and calling him undersized at 5'9" because he's playing safety. But the roles have reversed in the NFL so much that you don't worry about that anymore. He would have been a corner in a different era, but now he can play safety and play it so well. Love his instincts, always around the football, and has the ability to elevate his game to match the opponent. By the way, he tackles awfully well for a guy that they call undersized.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Out of the shotgun, it's McCoy. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tack McKinley, his 2nd sack of the night. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. And what do you think's going through his head right now? Your team's winning, but you're not having your best game. That probably affects you even when your team is up.
You don't want anyone else to know it, but I think you're right. It bothers a quarterback because they always want to be the one to lead their team to victory with their play as well as their words. And in this case, he's got something he can fall back on. He's contributed, yet at the same time he's thrown an interception. Got to remember the bottom line, though. They're winning. So he knows if he plays better, they might be winning by more.
And it's only the second quarter, so he's got some time. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis in his first half of action. Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. Inside the 15-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
And there's a catch by Todd Gurley, and that has to remind us that's exactly what we've seen in him throughout his career when he's at his best. He can run it. He can catch it. He led the league in total yards from scrimmage in 2017 with nearly 3,000. Todd Gurley, when he's on point, is quite a weapon for the Atlanta Falcons.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to it.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Falcons will add on to their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more of going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
And the kick here is good with a penalty flag down as well, and they may have run into him after the kick went away. So 5 yards for running into. Lucky it wasn't 15 for roughing.
No doubt about it, because they protect the kickers and the guys holding the ball almost as much as they protect quarterbacks in the pocket. They don't want those types of injuries.
And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, Brady. And it's incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish, because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And it's fielded at the 34. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come up.
And he's got it. Star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. 51 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. We've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Caught by Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Brady now on first down. This for his running back, McCoy. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay.